Hey guys, it's TheOseros again with another battle. This time I decided to use a rain team because, well, it's been raining like crazy here in Australia, mainly Sydney, where I live. Yeah, so now you can all stalk me, not that there's many of you to actually stalk me. And in this game was an OU against Destroyer, just a random Seru person that I found, and I hope you enjoy. So this game is really, really long. It's crazy. I'm going to have to talk really fast, and there are some pretty bad plays by me, as you'd expect. Anyway, I lead off with my Polito just to get the rain up, and he sends out that thing, and I just go for the Ice Beam because that's the best thing I had to hit Gyarados with in case it wanted to do something or something, as most things want to do something. And here I'm like, what's it going to do? Maybe it's going to use Toxic, but it uses Thunder Wave, and I should have just gone out to my own Blissey, and now I really can't use this Gengar anymore. But expecting the switch, I just go for a substitute, because a substitute is always good, and since I can't really do much, I may as well get some damage on something and see what I can do. So he Bullet Punches me to break my sub, and I'm just going to go for a Shadow Ball to get some damage on this Metagross. And my Oogly Moogly's like, yeah, what you going to do now? I'm going to switch, but it has Pursuit. And I'm like, well, it was pretty much just going to be Death Water at this point anyway, because it was paralyzed, so whatever. So I go into my Skarmory, I scare him out, and I just go for the Stealth Rocks. And he goes into his Hydreigon, I think that's what it's called. And so I swap back into Blissey just to take the hit, and I'm like, damn, he predicted me pretty well, or that was maybe the best thing he had to hit my Skarmory. My health keeps going down and down and down and down. I'm like, holy crap, and it was a critical hit, and I'm like, Jesus, that did a lot. I protect here just to get some more health back before I swap, because I obviously have to swap out because I'm not going to take any more hits from this, even at that range. And I'm assuming he's Choice Scarfed as well at this point. And I just go out into my Dragonite with the Multiscale to take that hit pretty well, since I resist it anyway. My Clever Name with 50% off. He's obviously cheap, and he also reduces damage by 50% at full health. That's pretty cool. On the switch, I go for the Dragon Dance, which is pretty silly because he can just go straight into his Blissey, and I can't kill it in one hit. And I know I'm going to need my Dragonite for most of this battle, so I just swap out and go into my own Blissey to get some leftovers to cover, and to block the Thunder Wave, because Thunder Wave doesn't really do much to me. So, yeah, I think I go for the Wish here. Yeah, I go for the Wish, try and get my health back up on the switch, and I have Protect if I really need it. So he goes into this, I'm like, it's probably going to Dragon Dance, so I'm going to go for a Toxic, because Toxic's awesome, but he goes for Substitute. And I gave him a free substitute, but at least I got my health back, and I'm at full after this, or near full, close enough to full. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm expecting him to Dragon Dance, so if I don't get Power Hexed, I still have a chance of not losing terribly in this game, and I go for a Seismic Toss to break it, which is really good. And now I'm expecting him to want a sub up, seeing as he's seen my team, and he knows that I could probably kill it if it's not behind a sub. So I'm going to go straight into my Skarmory, so I can use Whirlwind. Since I have this sturdy ability, as you see when he goes for a +1 waterfall in the rain, I'm like, I don't think this crit actually mattered. I think I was going to go to sturdy no matter what. So I Whirlwind him out, so that's good. He'll take more Stealth Rock damage when it comes in, and it's not going to be too much of a threat from now on. So I blow my way into Blissey, which is good for me because I can just roost because I'm faster than it. And you didn't see the leftovers, that's because I run the Shed Skin, because last game I had 4 leftovers and I didn't want to have like a massive amount of leftovers again. So I'm like, yeah, he Thunder Waved me, I can take this, I can, the 30% chance of it going off. Are you kidding? I don't get it off, I get Para-Hacked, and then it doesn't go away again. I'm like, you useless item, I have to get out of this Pokemon. And I go into my Blissey to take the Seismic Toss, because obviously he was trying to kill it, because it walls some of his team. So now he swaps out, and I predict the swap, and I go for Toxic, even though there are 2 things he had to resist it, but he goes straight into his Ridiculous, Reuniclus, yeah, I'm good at pronunciations. I've never really tried to pronounce it before, so don't blame me. I swap into Jirachi, knowing he's going for the Calm Line, because it's obviously going to set up, because that's what they all do, and I just go straight for the Trick, and he predicted me to attack, and he was probably going to storm me out. Because, he can keep setting up and blah, 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 blah. But he goes for Recover, I trick him, He could have stayed in and recovered the U-turn damage to get switch advantage kind of on me. But anyway, yeah. I go into my Skarmory hoping for the shed skin item to finally go off, 1 in 3 chance, and maybe on the 3rd time I'll get lucky, but I don't know. So I leave it into die because it's useless and I hate it. Probably a bad play, but why not? I go into Jirachi to scare him out, maybe with the body slam or something. But because he doesn't want to switch out and just wants to Thunder Wave on everything, I go back into my Blissey and I'm like, can you really stop doing this now, please? It's getting on my nerves. Anyway, he swaps out, and I think I went for Seismic Toss on the switch this time, which is always exciting. He knows I'm going to switch because I can't do much, and I go into my Dragonite. And I get my leftovers recovery, and I've got my multi-scale back up. I almost said Marvel Scale, I know it doesn't have Marvel Scale. Anyway, he goes for Explosion, probably just to do as much damage as he can, because otherwise I'm just going to keep setting up on him with Roost and Dragon Dance and whatever. So it does a reasonable amount considering I'm behind multi-scale, and he goes in his room. This thing, the evil gelatin baby from outer space. That looks like it has thumbs, which is actually pretty cool. So I go for a Roost to see how much damage it's going to do. I know it's not going to do much afterwards. Here's where I make a mistake. I should have gone for my second Dragon Dance, because I know they go into defensive EVs if they're the calm mindset. So I'm just going to Roost here again, because I don't want to get crit, or if he gets some special defense drop or whatever. So he doesn't get either of those, which is good. And this is when I go for a Dragon Dance, like a smart person, and he goes for another Psychic. Here, I probably could have gone for another Dragon Dance instead of whatever I do. I think I go for the Dragon Claw or the Roost. No, I go for the Roost, just to get my scales up. I was expecting him to switch or just keep going for Psychics, and either way, Roost is good. So I outspeed his Gyarados at +2 speed, and I've got 1 attack, so it's easily going to die, especially at that health. I think he just wanted to intimidate for later. Now here, I know that it won't kill. And he was like, yes, it didn't kill. I'm like, that was probably max damage and it wouldn't have killed anyway. And he goes for the Thunder Wave, and I'm like, okay, it all comes down to this moment, because if he heals up, there is no way I can kill this outside of Dragonite. But the extreme speed breaks through the Paralyze, and I kill him, and he was like, oh my god. And here is another key play by me. He goes for the Dark Pulse expecting the switch, because he was like, why would he stay in? He's paralyzed, and I can, he'd threaten me out with the super effective, not special effective Draco Meteor. But I'm like, I stay in and go for the Dragon Claw, and he doesn't, he doesn't kill me, and I'm like, yes. And then he goes out into this, and I'm like, why didn't I swap out here? I knew it was going to set up, and I'm like, Dragon Claw. I could have gone for more Dragon Dances as he was going for Bulk Ups and just force him to kill me and not let him set up so much, but this is me being retard, and where I could have possibly lost the game if he had the Mark Punch, but I don't think he does, which is epic for me. Anyway, so yeah, it keeps going. I'm not going to speed it up because, this was a really good battle, and I just want you to see how that was some good predictions by me and some really bad plays by me. I hope you can learn from my being a failure and Repulsion being annoying. I mean, Conkeldurr, I've never really cared for this Pokemon, so I don't care about its name either. Anyway, he keeps going for Bulk Ups, Roosts, whatever's happening. I could have swapped out at some stage predicting a Bulk Up, and then possibly outsped it and kept this later for an extreme speed if I needed it. But I decided to just keep it in, keep going for Dragon Claws, get the Parahacks when I would have preferred to attack, and get the non-Parahacks when I wouldn't have liked to get them. Anyway, he just starts Drain Punching, and I'm like, please crit me and kill me, I don't want to live this. Anyway, so yeah, I live because of these stupid leftovers, and it's giving him more health, more time to bulk up, more time to set up, and I get a Parahax here when I really would have wanted to attack, because it would have left residual damage on this thing. So, whatever. So, thinking he had the Mark Punch, and that Jirachi could possibly live a +4 Mark Punch, I think he's at +4, I just go for the Body Slam, and if this doesn't paralyze, I was like, I'm going to give up on life. And he just goes for the Drain Punch, expecting me to have some special attack investment. Who knows? So now it's down to 2-2, and I go into my lily pad, and it's my specs one, and I'm like, if this hydro pump misses, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot. But no, it doesn't. Hydro pump, one hit KO in the rain, specs, full modest, everything like that, and it's awesome. And like, yeah, I'm like, I want to keep that alive because it just won me the game. And he goes, locks himself into the focus bar, seeing as I gave him the choice scarf, and apparently Blissey is still faster afterwards. Anyway, I just get some leftovers recovery, because I'm not expecting it to kill me in one shot, maybe two. And he does a focus blast, and he's like, wow, that did nothing. And in game he said, you've got it, good game, etc. So yeah, that was a really, really, really good game against Australia. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you like my rain team. As I said, I do like the rain, and I do like water Pokemon. I was like, I'm not going to abuse it too much. I just want Pokemon that are fairly good in the rain, you know. I went for the Scar and Bliss combo. I've never actually tried it before because I've never tried Wi-Fi battles until 5th gen. And yeah, it worked pretty well for me. I put Jirachi in there because I like Jirachi, Dragonite because, you know, why not? And that Gengar set that I'm in love with, the Substitute Disable Shadow Ball Focus Blast. I'm also thinking of maybe putting Thunder on it instead of Focus Blast in my rain team. You know, 100% accuracy Thunders are always amazing. Anyway, comment, rate, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Comment is probably the most exciting thing for me because it gives me something to do in the middle of the day. And any other things you want to add, send me a message if, you know, who knows what you want to talk to me about. Oh, and also my Skype's on my channel if you want to ever Skype me, because I'm up for that. See you, bros.